How'd you run, dude? Am I running?
Okay, hello, and welcome to episode 3 of Conversations with Windmajik. I am your host, Windmajik, and I will be interviewing a fellow comic, Sir Hopzz A Lot. Welcome again to Scenic Club, and this is Conversations with Windmajik. My guest tonight is, I am really fucking this up. I should have written something down and been able to refer back to it. Okay, so my guest tonight is Sir Hopzz A Lot. He's a fellow comic. I met him about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. Other than the fact that he's a comic, he hops a lot, and he just turned 60. I don't know a lot about him, so I am looking forward to learning a little bit more. Let's welcome to the stage Sir Hopzz A Lot.
Woo!
Okay, come out from your closet now.
Yay. All right.
Hello. Welcome. And thank you for being a guest.
Hey, everybody.
Oh my God.
And I do apologize for the
Thanks for having me.
confusion. Last week was a little bit crazy. So I did mention that you hop a lot.
Yep.
Yes,
Oh,
you do. And would you like to share with everyone why it is that you hop a lot and you have given yourself the name Hopzz A Lot?
Yeah. About 7 years ago, I was involved in a pretty bad motorcycle accident, and I lost my foot as a result. It was pretty bad. I was in the hospital for close to a month, and I got the oculist to kind of rehab at first, and it didn't work out so well. It was too soon, and I put it in the drawer, and then pandemic hit. I put the Oculus on, and I met the right people. Next thing you know, I'm running around doing comedy shows and making everybody laugh around me. And so Hopzz A Lot was my original name. And then I went over to, well, we'll save that for another day.
Oh, no, that's
what
okay.
rating
Go
is this
ahead.
show anyway, by the way?
No, this is rating whatever. You can swear. You can say whatever the fuck you need to.
Oh, in that case, let me rewind
Yes,
a little bit.
18 plus for sure.
Okay.
18
All right,
plus
so
for sure.
I went over to VR Chat, checking that place out, and there's this bar you can get these drinks, and if you don't get the antidote, you pass out and wake up in the alley. Well, one of my trips to the alley, there was this drag queen there who knighted me with a giant dildo, so I felt obligated to change my name.
To Sir Hopzz A Lot.
Yeah.
I see. The weirdest part about that is I'm sure it's probably not the first time that somebody was knighted by a transvestite in an alley by a giant dildo.
Well, they had really good form in their swing, so I imagine it wasn't their first time.
No. So you got started doing comedy
I just realized.
from the headset? I mean, on the headset?
Let's play some hoops with
Well, I tried
when-
about a year or two before that and did really poorly in an open mic here in town, and just kind of pushed it off to the side. Well, but the third day I was in here, I met this guy named Ronan, and he's really into comedy, and he knew all the inner circle of the entertainment, and he just kind of put me in and kind of mentored me and pointed me in the right direction. And within a month, I had over 1,000 followers, and I was doing 3 shows a week. And I was looking around going, is this the right timeline?
I for sure remember when you came onto the scene, because it was just like boom, and all of a sudden you were just everywhere. You were just everywhere throughout all the comedy clubs in the metaverse. It was kind of cool. It's fun seeing somebody's, their comedic journey blow up like that. So now, since VR, have you gotten on a live stage again, or have you considered it?
I have once, and it was a fluke thing. I was doing karaoke near Seattle, and somebody mentioned an open mic place, and I'm like, really? And I showed up, and it was pretty much just, local folk music, playing guitars or keyboard or whatever. And I went up to the MC, and I'm like, hey, can I do a 5-minute bit comedy? And the whole room went, ooh, comics don't do good here. It's a tough room. And I'm like, well, what better time to flop than my first time out? And I threw
There you
them a
go.
4-minute bit. I made them laugh. I made them groan. And then they started clapping at the end of it. And I'm like, hold up. Are you guys being nice or did you actually enjoy it? And it was unanimous that they had a good time. So
Sweet. That's a
come to
really
think
good
of it, I
first
haven't gone
experience.
back either.
That's a really good first experience. How many people do you figure there were? Like 20, 30
There were about
more?
15 people in there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's pretty good. I think my first live open mic, I think was maybe 6 people there. And it was weird doing an open mic in front of a crowd that small. For sure. It felt a little awkward. Mostly like I was just making an ass of myself at a dinner party or something. But yeah, I think
Right.
I think you had a good, so did you have, I think you had a good first experience or second experience, but first experience again after VR,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, that's great. Yeah,
Right.
do you think you'll do it again?
Yeah, it's on my list as soon as I get out of my own way.
Yeah. So, did you have, like, was comedy something that you enjoyed and that you liked when you were, like, throughout your life? Or
I
was it
used
something
to
relatively
enjoy
new?
watching it. I mean, I'm 60, so I've watched all the greats as time's gone by. But me doing it personally never really entered my mind until I got into the Oculus. And then at the time there were a couple of workshops and clubs, and, critique.
Yeah.
You go up and share your thoughts, throw your new stuff out, and they were actual professionals in the audience that would critique you and give you kind of guidance, and that kind of.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about Rodney at the
Rodney
joke club. Yeah, he was a big help to me too when I first started, for sure. For sure, yeah. So now you mentioned that you're 60, and I know you just had a birthday. And how do you feel about that? I know a lot of people hate birthdays. I personally love my birthdays. Like, yay, I get to have another one.
Well,
But how do you feel? Like, did it freak you out, that milestone, the one with the 0 after it? I know people ask me.
I've had 5 others, so I've kind of gotten used to it. Yeah, it's interesting because I don't feel 60 and I don't look 60. I mean, I got the gray hair, but I don't have all the wrinkles. I'm still pretty mobile and agile, regardless of Stumpy down here. And then
referring to
and
your
I know
foot.
it's not me. Yes, yeah, for the leg.
Okay.
And I know it's not
wanted
just
to
me
clarify.
because the average woman I have to tell to go away is half my age. They come up and they're like, 32 or something like that. And I'm like, you're 5 years younger than my children. Leave me alone.
Nice.
The other half of my
that's
brain's
good. You're
going,
still...
what are you doing? This is what you've always wanted. Get back down here.
Yeah, 60, I think, though, is a lot younger now. Could you please get off the stage? We're having a show right now. Thank you. I think it's a lot younger now, though, than it was like when our parents were. Well, my parents, my mom never turned 60, and my dad only got a little over 60. But I mean,
Right.
when I looked at 60 then as opposed to now, I mean, I think of myself, I'm 54. And I remember my mom even at 50, and she was a lot older than I am now. She even looked older than I, do now. And it's just crazy. So, yeah. Well, I think, healthcare and stuff has definitely come a lot further. And we take better care of ourselves now, maybe. I don't know.
And plus I was, raised in the generation where we were drinking out of the garden hoses and not afraid of dirt and,
And germs and yeah, I do remember those days. I mean, I remember our school ground equipment that we had to play on when I was growing up. And not one of those items would be allowed on any playground today.
Right.
They're these things that you can climb up, and the best was that the what was that thing? The merry-go-round with
Uh-huh.
the big steel ones where you had to like get going really, really fast, and then you hung on for dear life while you're like, your body is just flying behind you and you're holding on to this bar. That was the best. I mean,
Oh,
we
yeah.
might have broken a couple bones and gotten some scrapes or something, but we're still around to talk about it.
My favorite
So-
was to stand in the middle and try and stay in the middle.
Yeah. Stand up on top of it and get spinning really fast. See, those were good times. Good times.
Yeah.
Jumping off the swings, flying so high and then jumping off and seeing how high you could get going before you jumped off. I always somehow managed to land and hit my chin on my knees and bite my tongue, and I'd come away with
Wet t-shirt. Look at this.
lucky I didn't break my teeth.
Damn. No.
Plus, we had a little bit more wisdom back then. I saw this kid on the swing, and he did the full loop around there.
Yeah, dude. I see
And I had no
Oh,
interest in
no.
trying it.
This
No.
guy's putting something
No.
in your head, dude.
No, I don't think
What
I
did
would
you do,
have
bro?
wanted to do
Yeah,
that.
this guy,
Yeah.
Matthew.
So,
What's up?
Your
What's going on, dude?
your
What are
accident
you
now.
putting on my guy's head, bro? What's going on?
Were you? Did you ride motorcycle regularly? Were you a regular? Or were you a weekend warrior?
Okay.
Were you on it every day?
I didn't ride until 2004,
Okay.
and it was an accidental situation. I did a job on this guy's car, and he didn't have a lot of money, and he had this old Honda in the garage. And I never had an interest in riding motorcycles because bicycles were bad enough for me. Right?
Dude, tonight I'm going
He got down to paying me, and instead of taking the money, I'm like, "Hey, do you ride that anymore?" He's like, "No, it's too small for me." Actually, I was like, "All right, well,
No.
there's my labor."
Dude.
And I took it home, and the intent was to get it cleaned up because gas was creeping up to like $4.50 a gallon
Hey, you want a hooter?
back then.
Yeah, I
And-
remember that.
Whoa.
I was going to clean it up, get it running, and sell it and triple my labor. It seemed like a good business venture. And I got that thing running, and I never ridden a motorcycle before, but I know how to drive stick shift, and I knew what all the controls were.
I'm sorry, I'm so.
And it's sitting there idling, and I looked around, and I'm like, it can't be that hard. And I tell you what, the first time I hit that throttle and that bike tried to take out from underneath me, I was hooked like a bass on a professional line.
It's a great feeling.
Yeah. Then a few years later, I went into the motorcycle store looking for parts. Salesman walked up to me, and I did not realize how inexpensive it was to buy a motorcycle. $10,000 motorcycle equals to about $100 a month payment.
I'm legit like looking under the.
And where I was working and living, there was a decent distance, and the bike got almost 3 times the gas mileage the car did.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And when I got all this information, I was like, well, I'd like to pick up my free bike at 6, please.
Right, right, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
And
it's
then
definitely cost
2008, October 2018, I was going 3 blocks. I didn't put my gear on. And short of it is my ankle got caught between the car and my motorcycle.
efficient. Oh my gosh.
And
Oh no.
it was pretty bad. They didn't expect me to make it.
Wow. Wow.
And here I am 7 years later.
Well, I'm glad you made it. You made it through, and that you're here to talk to us today. Do you still ride a motorcycle?
No. I decided I wasn't going to put my friends and family through that. It was
Probably a
about
good plan.
6 months ago, though. It started doing laps in my head. Right.
Oh,
And I'm sitting on the couch with some people, and we're watching the news, and I said something to the effect of, I'm thinking about a bike. And before anybody could respond to it, did a news story on the TV about a couple that got engaged, went for a motorcycle ride, and now they're both dead. I looked up
do
and
you
I said,
think that it was
I
the
do not
universe
need it
maybe
in
trying
neon.
to tell you something?
Yeah, I told him I don't need it in neon.
No, and I mean, it helps to have at least one foot still.
Right.
So, you know, yeah. And how
It goes with the 5.5
Has it
other ones
changed?
I have.
the experience, the experience. How did it change your outlook on life? And
Well,
did it change it at all, or did you pretty much did you take it in stride?
I didn't
or-
respond. Nice.
Okay.
I actually did not have the typical response. I remember I woke up later that night after the initial surgery, taking the foot, and I had two thoughts in my head. And I looked at my wife, and I'm like, I don't want to pee the bed. Is my foot gone? And she told me that I didn't have to worry about peeing the bed. They had this equipment set up. And then she wouldn't tell me about the foot. About the fourth time I asked her, I looked at her and I said, you need to tell me. And she told me. And I went, okay. And then I passed out. The next morning I woke up. Doctors come in, explain the situation. I took about 5 seconds and I pictured the path to the cardboard sign at the freeway. And then I pictured the path of progressing parallel bars, learning how to walk again, everything that might be. And it only took about 5 seconds because my brain's on high speed, even with the drugs. And I just looked at everybody in the room. I was like, okay, so what's the plan? How do I get home? And you could see everybody in the room go, oh, crap. He just skipped like 3 chapters of the story.
Yeah, the process
being angry, irritable, mad, all that. It's heavy burden to carry, and I don't have time for it right now.
Okay. And that worked for you getting through it, and you just plowed through, and it shows a lot of strength of character and determination for sure. I mean, people always say in those situations, well, I didn't have any choice, but you do always have a choice. And making the decision to not give up and to plow forward and live your life is pretty huge. It's pretty huge. I think that's awesome.
I've had a few people tell me, man, I don't know if I'd be able to handle that. And I looked at them and I go, neither did I.
Right.
Did you tell me a week before it happened that it was going to happen and I was going to bounce back and everything was going to be okay, I'd have just looked at you sideways and thought. But yeah, it's what do you want to carry?
Right. Yeah, it's sometimes it's not always like, what you can, it's, how much you have to. So what's something that people get wrong about living with an amputation? Because I know there's, things that people say, but what's the biggest thing or the thing that you, if you ever thought about, amputees, like prior to this, like what's something that people get wrong? Like I've heard about ghosts.
Maybe not wrong, but just they don't realize or whatever because they're not there. I think one of the biggest things is I have a prosthetic, and if you see me walk, you wouldn't even know, all right? But it is always uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. I've heard that.
The nerves down at the end of my leg are permanently insulted. That's how I like to call it. I wake up in the morning and my pain level's right at a 2. Yeah. I start my day off at a 2 pain level, and I just keep going. It's the only way I can describe how I can just get through it. It's like you buy a new clock and it goes tick, 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 and it seems like it's louder than heck in your house. But after a week or two, all of a sudden it blends into the background and you don't even notice it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of same.
Now, I've heard in your sets, in your comedy, you do blend, a lot of that into your comedy. How do you balance serious topics? Because I know I have a problem with that sometimes because I do like to bring awareness to certain things. But how do you balance the serious topics with humor when you're performing? Do you gauge your audience and see how much they can take? Do you throw just a little bit out and see if it gets a laugh or a look, horror? Or like, how do you gauge that? He just
Yeah.
coined, he's like, fuck that, that's how I gauge it. That's how I know.
Yeah, you throw one or two out there, and the temperature of the room kind of tells me whether I should continue down that path or whatever. When I was first doing the comedy here in the metaverse, that was my stand-up. That was my prop and the material I stood on. And now
Unintended.
but some other stuff because yeah, pun intended. Usually, even if I realize it or not, at least one of the committee members up there is kind of punny. I want when he's drinking.
Yeah, right. He just keeps bouncing up here randomly. So now I have a very now this is very, very serious. I would like you to meet this with the seriousness and gravity to this question.
Okay.
Marvel or DC?
Hey, Carlos.
Hello.
Yes.
Both.
Mm-hmm.
Both.
Why not?
You're like by Comicville?
Well, I did just come out of the closet.
Oh, okay. So Marvel and DC, huh? If you had to choose like one superhero of all of them, what is your favorite? What's your go-to? When you think superhero, what's the first thing that pops in your head besides yourself?
The Flash was one of my favorites. That being able to run fast and not run into things because you can vibrate. You missed me, but
okay.
You said serious. Yeah.
I take my superheroes very serious.
I mean, apparently. Well, I don't eat beef all the time, right? I also like chicken.
Okay. Okay.
It's kind of similar to narrowing yourself to one genre of music. How do you know that that's what you like unless you experience other things to compare it to?
This is true. What is your genre of music?
Cinematically and whatnot.
Your go-to. Do you have a go-to genre of music?
It's rock. I'm balanced. I like a lot of the rock, but I also like a lot of the rap. I mean, not that angry stuff where you're kicking the neighbor's cats into the next house or whatever. But yeah, I'm a Libra, so I kind of balance everything. And now I have to. Oh, they can't see you lifting your leg up. Put it back down.
Oh, is that what Libras are supposed to be? Because they're the scales. It's supposed to be like they've got a balanced personality.
Find out again.
Sorry, I got a little lag there.
Is that what a Libra is supposed to be like? Have like a balanced, steady personality?
Well, their symbol is the scales.
Right.
Balance.
But is that why? Or
No, I think that's just how I am. I blame it on that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. I'm a Sagittarius, so I don't
hear you.
But I don't like the traditional
on my
Sagittarians. I
phone.
don't really fall into any of the
Jump up and down if you can.
the norms for. Because they're supposed to be kind of like spazzes, and I am a spaz, but not in every aspect
only got
of my
like
life.
20 minutes before I got to go get the girls. I'll be
Right.
back. I'll be back.
So what do you find, where do you find inspiration for comedy when you're, now that, like after getting your foot in the door, so to speak, and now I be like in looking for new material and stuff, I know for myself, I've found that after all the stuff from like the past and the things that I thought were the funniest got out, I had a little bit of trouble writing a lot of new material. What do you use for inspiration now for writing comedy? Oh, is he still here?
What's going on?
What, they're having therapy. He said he was having legging issues, so maybe
Yeah,
that's
he
it.
did.
What is it?
He did.
Not foot issues, legging issues. I made a joke.
Legging issues. lagging
Yes.
issues. Well,
You fucked him up, Win.
I guess I did. It may be a really quick, short show today.
Damn it, you threw the material off. Log back
I
on.
know. I know. I don't know if I wait for our guests to get back here. I mean, I don't really have a lot to talk about. I could talk about my day, but it was pretty fucking boring. I did laundry. And grocery shopping.
Baby, speaking of laundry.
Stop. The worst is I don't mind sorting it. I don't mind putting it in the washer and the dryer. I don't mind folding it. And then it makes its way to my bedroom where all I have to do is put it in the drawers or hang it up.
Wait, you actually fold it?
Oh, yeah. And
That's it.
It
You're
doesn't,
done,
somehow
sassy.
it doesn't
You wanna
make
move
it
in?
though. And it just
Dude,
lives
I
up my
folded your shit
bed.
and you told me to stop folding it because you wanted to start hanging everything up.
When you started a fight, this is great.
I did.
Yeah, I think they should get on the stage.
You guys want to get up on the stage and kind of fight it out?
No,
It
we
could
don't
be
need
our
therapy.
commercial break.
No, we're good, man. It's all good.
Who's going to play Dr. Phil?
Exactly. It's going to be her.
I would make a shitty ass. I would make the worst Dr. Phil ever.
Can you hear me?
I really would.
Oh.
I mean, I don't really. I haven't really watched him. The only one I really watched was one show where there was this girl on there that was like 15 years old. She was yelling at her mother, and all I could think was that girl needs to have her like mouth slapped. Like I couldn't have ever imagined speaking to my mother that way, and you're not allowed to smack your kid's mouth
You
anymore.
need to
so-
calm down. I'm going to make some mac and
I don't know.
cheese.
She was definitely though that
Hey,
girl
can
that
you
was
bring
on
me some
Dr.
mac
Phil.
and
I
cheese?
would have just been like, "This is an argument for abortion." I wouldn't have known what to say.
No.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've looked at kids like gone into different worlds and stuff. I try to be nice to him in here because I don't want Steven to give me that look where he kind of like tilts his head and just looks disappointed. But like I've told little kids, like, yeah, you are the reason that it should be legal everywhere. Yeah. You know what? If they're gonna be little fuckers, then they need to hear the truth.
Or just across. Keep your
Well-
pan strong.
That's right. That's right. I think children should be well mannered and behaved, and that it's not society's issue to raise the children. I think it's the parents.
Absolutely,
their cell
100%.
Oh
Pay attention to the damn kids, or don't keep spitting them out. And that's my TED Talk. And I guess that's our show for today.
Or maybe you should spit
So,
them out, Win.
Or maybe they should be spit out. Exactly. Exactly. Dude, I ran into my ex's mother. I ran into my fucking ex's mother in the grocery store. Now, why can't people have common sense? She did not like me when we were together. Why would she, even talk to me now that we hadn't been together for like 4 years at that point? But what the fuck happened? She starts talking to. I mean, I saw her. She saw me. I saw her see me. She saw me see her. See me. So we had to acknowledge each other. We could have just said hello and kept walking. Instead, she stops me and starts telling me about all the things that are going awful for her, and because of my ex, and because he's just like fucking up his life. And I'm just like, you could have solved the whole thing if he was just a blowjob. And I walked away. I didn't know what to say.
my
I was
God.
like, didn't want to talk to the woman. And
Good
I
on
just,
you.
I said that and walked away. Welcome back, Sir Hopzz A Lot. Thank you. We had a commercial break there.
That's it.
Are things better for you now?
Well, I don't know. I slapped my router around and told it to behave.
Did you? Well,
Yeah.
good. Apparently it is. Apparently it is. And actually, you seem like your movements are better now. So,
Yeah.
but we'll wrap up the show in just a few minutes. But I had a few more, so I was asking you, what inspires your comedy now?
Well, a lot of the times I don't even have to write it because I've tried doing that, especially late at night. I can't write my comedy because I'll be going along fine, and I'll look down and remember that I'm stumped. But
As a writer, I can relate.
yeah. But a lot of times I don't even have to write it. It gets handed to me.
Yeah.
Last year I was diagnosed with bladder cancer. And
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
yeah, and it's okay. We did a couple of surgeries and some chemo and stuff. And so far everything is good. Matter of fact, in about 2 weeks, I go in for my yearly imaging to see if it's returned or not. But the chemo
I wish
is
the best.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But the chemo, they put the chemo in your bladder through the natural path, right?
Oh, okay.
And then you're laying there, and every 12 minutes you have to rotate 90 degrees, right?
Hold it. You're saying through the natural path. Now, I went through chemo, and the natural path through chemo for me was a port, and they put the thing in. You're talking the natural path was...
Yeah, they used a catheter.
Oh, dear.
Right?
Oh,
And-
my goodness.
And, yeah, that's kind of weird, but because of the nature of the bladder, the chemical didn't get into the rest of my body, so I didn't have a lot of major side effects.
Oh,
That's good.
Right?
Wow.
So after the 12 minutes and the rotisseries done, they take that out, they fill you up with a different dose of something, hand you your clothes, tell you to have a good day, and by the way, you need to hold that for an hour. Okay. The first treatment, we go to leave. We're in the parking lot, and we had to wait for a pedestrian, which happened to be the lady that was handling me.
Oh, nice.
That's not the funny part, because the song on the radio was "Don't You Forget About Me." Don't have to write it; it's handed to me.
No, that just, yeah. Have you ever run into a doctor or like your proctologist or something in the grocery store or at the gas station? Or it is the most awkward thing ever.
No, I can't say that I've had that happen yet. I don't think.
So
We're in agreement
awkward.
up there, committee. All right, they all agree. We haven't happened.
I ran into my gynecologist one time in the pharmacy, and it was just the most bizarre exchange. I'm like, yeah, hello. And he's hello. And then he's, oh, how are you? And he came over and he gave me a hug, which I just thought was the strangest thing for my gynecologist to do.
Well, he's
And-
closer to you than most.
True. I think it was like the last time I went for an exam, and bringing him a bottle of wine probably might have done it. But I figured it was the most action I had, so I wanted to at least thank him.
You told you.
And if that didn't work, there's always the bottle.
There's always the bottle, exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. So another important question, not quite as important as Marvel or DC, but
Okay.
Star Wars, Star Trek.
Can I have that?
Oh, man.
Blood on it?
So you want me to compete? You want me to compare a Pinto to a Ferrari?
It's all gonna be white shirts. So can I have blood?
Well, that depends on what your idea of a Ferrari is.
Yes.
What we're dressing as?
Yes. Yeah.
Like, you want blood all over you?
What? Nobody up there has a comment? Come on, guys, you're better than us.
We
The
want to see
voices
where
are-
this is going to go first.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta have to hear your
Well-
opinion first.
Okay. Well, just
Tessa, do you know how
we
to
don't
should
even
be
use
music.
comparison.
For the reveal.
All the syllables are trying to get out at the same time.
do you know how to add
All right.
blood
Um,
splatters to
I guess that'd be a bad analogy. Let's say
Oh, I haven't. It's not a big deal.
a 62
No, but
Corvette
she just
compared
got
to
approved
a late
start,
model
like, making
Corvette.
shit and getting paid for it, so that's
So
what I'm
the
asking.
62 is really good. It's nice, but it's got a whole bunch of stuff that could be a lot better
Steven, do you want to make 50
than
cents?
what we can have now. So I mean, it's son to father. I'd say Star Wars because their vehicles are cooler.
Oh.
I know I'm talking so long. I'm gonna put somebody to sleep over here.
Oh no.
I know, he chose the wrong one.
That's wrong. That's just the wrong answer. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's just the wrong answer. I don't know how to.
All right, I'll go put myself back in the closet.
Excuse me, sir. Please leave the stage. This way to exit, sir. This way here, sir.
I'm just put myself in the closet.
This was a test. You have been voted off the island.
That cancels the whole entire fucking thing that we're wearing.
Jeff,
A test
can I
of the
get some backup
Nerdverse
here,
broadcasting
please?
system.
Hey, look, the chair won't even let me back in. All right, I'll just stand back here.
All right, we'll let you back in the chair. I
Put you in
guess.
the corner.
All right. Wait a minute.
I'm too crazy.
Okay, no
Nobody puts
electrodes.
Hopzz in a corner. I don't know why I ask these weird. I don't know why I ask these weird questions. They're just well, like also on this
Divisive.
show that I used to on Pipe Dreams. I always used to ask everybody. So I'll ask you, if you could have one superpower in the world, what would it be? Dude, if you don't choose regeneration, that is a missed opportunity.
So he could probably do better. Come here. Come here.
You're not.
I was going to say invisibility, so I matched.
Oh, Jesus.
Nice.
But, you may be able to sway me in a different direction. We need to talk some more. Tell you what, you set up the couch cushion for it, and I'll bring the cheese.
Okay, sounds good. Now, when you're doing comedy, do you do it for the love of it? Is there something that you want to? Do you do it like? I know a lot. I've spoken with other comics, and they're like, "Look, I just like getting up there and telling the jokes that I think are funny. I don't even give a shit if everybody laughs." I'm like, "Good for you." I like making people laugh. It makes me feel good. So for me, I feel like it's a little bit selfish because it's doing something for me. But do you ever feel like you want somebody to take anything away from your with your comedy, like a message or anything? Because I think you're very inspirational. And have you thought of it that way, that you'd like to inspire other people to know that, like, dude, life can suck, but
yeah, the being inspirational, giving other people a glimpse of person with hope, person that chose not to stay in the pit,
Yep.
but and I like to make people smile. If they laugh and they have a good time, that means their day was a little better for a couple of minutes, right?
Yep.
And then the egotistical side of me, I found this with karaoke as well as comedy. If I go to a place,
every comic has an ego.
Well, we have to. But if I go to an event and there's really not a lot of laughter going on, and I get up there and I turn the room around or wake it up, I do a lot of karaoke. That's one of my addictions. I really like going into a place where the people aren't really paying attention. You like 2 or 3 people clap because there's a lot of penicillin in the room or something. But I'll get up there and I'll throw something down and I'll get the room's attention. And I love that.
Yeah, it's an awesome feeling. It is a great feeling. And if you could give your younger self, younger you, if you could sit you down and have a little fucking talk, what advice would you give yourself?
Any advice I would give myself, I wasn't open to hearing at the time anyway.
You don't think if it was coming from you, you'd listen?
I don't think I'd listen if I was being told, like everybody else had throughout my life, what I needed to do. I think instead of giving myself advice, I would just say, hey, this is how I'm living my life now. It's beyond what you can dream of right now. Just keep going because it's going to get better.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I was like the bully target growing up, and grew up in the military, so I was always the new kid in school. So, yeah, I was. It wasn't fun.
No, I wouldn't imagine it would be. Yeah, growing up military, because you make one set of friends, and then you're moving again and making another new set of friends, and nothing feels permanent.
Yeah. And just about the time you figure out who you don't mess with because those are the bullies, it's time to change. Let's clear the board and start over again.
With a whole new set of bullies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, is it? I was bullied. I've never asked anybody this. I was bullied at school, but I wasn't bullied by the boys. I actually got along great with all the boys because I acted like one of them. They all treated me like, I was the little brother or something.
Oh, it had nothing to do with your face?
The girls were so mean to me because they knew, because I'm autistic, and they didn't know, but they knew. They knew there was something different, and there's nothing worse than that when you're a kid because they will pick it apart and target it. And it was mostly the words and stuff, the mean things they would say. I still remember them to this day. Like, I'll hear one of those girls' names because I'm living back in the same area. I'll hear one of those girls' names, and the first thing I hear, even though she's like, a 55-year-old woman now, is the mean thing she said to me when she was 10 years old. So is it different for boys? Like, do boys, is it mostly the punching and the sticking you in lockers and stuff, or is it the mean words too?
I think with the guys, it's
like
a lot less psychological. It's more physical and stuff because women are vicious. They're yeah. Anyway, but I've had the opportunity. My high school years got pretty stable. Dad retired from the military, and we stayed in one spot throughout my entire high school episode. I've had the opportunity of running into some of these people that bullied me or just kind of, didn't have anything to do with me. And the majority of them are really messed up.
Yeah.
God, I hope none of them are watching me. But and I'm just grateful that I didn't take it to heart and become bitter.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons why I never have become that mean person or that, I've got a temper. If you push me to the other side, I'm a Libra, I'm balanced. Nicest guy you ever know until,
I found that some of the nicest people I know are people who were bullied and such, growing up, because they know how it feels to be treated poorly by their peers for no fucking reason or reasons out of their control. There's nothing worse than people picking on you for something that is 100% out of your control as a child and feeling like you should be able to do something about it. It's terrible.
Yep.
And I think some of the nicest people, though, and the kindest and funniest now are the ones that I want to know are the ones who were being bullied, because they don't want anybody to they just want to live their lives and,
Right.
So, yep. So, in wrapping, are there anything that we didn't cover that you'd like to share or talk about, or any questions that you wish I had asked that I didn't? I mean, I didn't ask you about like your bathroom schedule or anything like that. I didn't know how much you felt like sharing.
Well, maybe after we hang out at the fort, the Cushion Fort, we might be able to go there.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's a little soon for bathroom schedules. Okay, I thought so, but being on the spectrum, I never know quite what's right or wrong.
That's okay. I've got a gem that I'm going to share with everybody. I mean, it's not about any questions you didn't answer or anything, but a few months ago, a year ago, maybe last week, I don't know, the Suntimers kicks in every once in a while, but you can't offend me because I'm the one that chooses to be offended.
Yeah. That is very insightful. That's very insightful.
Yeah. I'm the one that hold on a minute. Right? You all right? Okay. Great. Now somebody's going to be calling you going, you need help, man. This is a crisis hotline. We saw you slap yourself in the metaverse. But, yeah, and just be kind to people around you, because sometimes they're going through stuff and they're one breath away from being over the edge.
Yep.
Just keep spreading that kindness.
Yep. Yeah, you never know what people are going through. And I think you do a great job of spreading kindness and laughter. So I thank you very much for being our guest today, my guest today. And this has been Conversations with Windmajik. Join us again in 2 weeks. Yay. And thank you again to Sir Hopzz A Lot.
Thanks for coming, everybody. Be good to yourself.
Yeah.
What's going on, Missy?
Hey, what's going on here?
Beep, beep.
That's it. Look at the get up.
All right, are we off the is the camera
We're,
off?
yeah, I'm going to shut it off in
There you go.
a couple
What's
seconds.
going on? Oh, why is this
I
thing
will
following me
be right
around?
back.
I wanted to
Hey,
fix
do
your
you remember?
settings up
Do you know what I was talking
because
about
I
when she gets back?
was with somebody yesterday and they told me how to fix the settings, but maybe you already have yours fixed to where you can get ultra close to people.